Hi-fi products are very expensive, but at the same time, we all are trying to find loopholes in either importing the product by ourselves or else asking favors from our cousins, relatives, friends, anybody and everybody who is flying in from Europe, US or Middle East to get the products from there so that we can save some cost. Because believe me or not, I know the home theater is a dream that everyone wants to have, but at the same time, nobody wants to spend very high amount when you get the same product at a cheaper cost in some other country. Now let us understand why is this happening and why should you not really buy products from abroad. But before that, let me introduce myself. Hello everyone, my name is Tanmay Mehta, your home cinema consultant or home theater wale bhaiya. And since last 9 years, we have been designing thousands of home theaters as well as helping thousands of home theater enthusiasts and buyers to design some of the best solutions. And this question of whether to buy products from outside is one of the most common, question that runs in a lot of people's mind, and that is why we thought of doing this video for all of you. So let us first understand that what are the reasons that why the Indian prices are high compared to why the prices are a little less in the abroad markets. Now, first of all, the prices that you are checking are not necessarily the prices which are direct taxes included price. Like for instance, when you use a website like bestbuy.com, the price that is mentioned out there is not necessarily the price which is the final checkout price. So I do recommend you to do that because it will add the local state taxes and the city tax which is there in US particularly. For the other markets, it would again depend. So the price that they are showing is not including of all the taxes. In India, what you see on the Amazons and all the other websites is including the taxes. So that is one of the major difference why you would feel that okay, this is very haywire and it's not at all matching. And now to understand that why is this price difference, let us understand that what are the stages of the taxes that are involved while importing any of these systems. Because all the hi-fi products are mostly imported because they are not manufactured in India. So right from your AV receivers, projectors, speakers, screen fabrics, or even the screen entire casing, everything is getting imported in India, and there are very handful of players who are manufacturing only speakers in the Indian market. So if that's clear to you, let us see the tax breakup. The tax breakup on a product like AV receivers, speakers, cables, ceiling mount speakers, or even your screens, everything falls under 18% GST, and the projector falls under 28% GST. Now these two taxes are very high compared to the cost, because imagine for a 1 lakh rupees AV receiver, you're almost spending 20,000 rupees just to pay the Indian government as a tax for getting that product to your home. So that's the kind of amount. If you buy a projector, you're paying almost 30,000 rupees on a 1 lakh rupees projector. So technically, if you're buying let's say a 4K upscale projector which is in the range of 1.5 lakhs, the product cost is somewhere around 1.15 or 1.10, but you're paying almost 30 to 40,000 rupees only in taxes. Now these taxes, if you eliminate, then that is where you can actually see that the basic cost is far more lesser, and it is at par or probably few percentages more than what you are getting it from the abroad markets. Now this is one of the main tax, which is the very high component tax, which is 18 or 28% dependent upon the product category. The second tax that Indian government levies on all these imported items is the import duty. So import duty is high because these are all luxury product items, which typically goes around 11%, including all the cess. And apart from that, 4 to 5% is the maximum calculation that anybody considers for the clearing of the material when it arrives on the port. So typically 15-16% of an import duty plus clearing charges and the GSTs put together, that's where the price goes high, as much as 33 to 35% on a 18% category product and almost up to 50% on a 28% category projector and your smart display or big displays or ultra short throw projectors. Now, when you see these two costs, okay, and if you remove them, then definitely the Indian pricing stands at par with all the other markets, and obviously the discounts are there over there. You can get some good deals out here as well. So with that, I think you would still be spending the same money. Now let us also understand the 3 reasons why you should not buy a product from abroad markets. First reason is because all these electronic products are covered with something called as the serial number. So when you buy a smartphone, you have something called as an IMEI number, which is the serial number of that product. Similarly, in the electronics, you have got serial number, which is different for each and every product category. Now these serial numbers are registered for each specific market. For instance, the Indian serial numbers are not going to be the same for a Malaysian or a Indonesian market. So it's registered only for that region, and the warranties are provided only on the basis of these serial numbers. So this warranty will go away when you buy a product from abroad, and if you go into a service center, local service center in India for that same product, they will obviously ask you to pay extra because that serial number is not going to show up in their system. So that's the first loss that you will be getting when you buy a product from outside. The second problem or the second challenge that you would come across when you buy a product from abroad is that the power supplies are different in different countries. For instance, when you buy a product from US, it works on 110 volts. In India, we work on 230 or 220 volts. So when you get a product from abroad like US and you put it into a socket directly, it's going to blow off. Believe me, it's going to blow off. It is going to trip your entire home system, electronics or electric system as well. So that is where you need to buy an additional step down transformer wherein it will step down the 220 volts into 110 volts, and that's how it can then give power to your electronics. So that is why when you do this, it's again going to add a cost obviously, and you're adding a layer as well. So your dependency on this transformer is high, and these step down transformers have to be reliable so that your AVR doesn't fail. So this is the second challenge or a second problem that you may face. And the third and the very important problem is that none of the Indian dealers would actually help you with a product that is brought from abroad, because they would charge you a little high in terms of the services cost than the cost that you would pay otherwise if you would have bought it directly from them. Because believe me, nobody wants to do repetitive work only on the products that are not bought from them. So obviously you will have to pay a little extra on the services part. So even if you save on the products, you are still spending it on the services. So with these 3 reasons, I think you would be a better judge to know whether you should buy a product from abroad or whether you should buy it from India. So with that, I leave the discussion in the comments box open for all of you. Let us know whether you would want to still continue buying the products from abroad, and in case you have more queries, feel free to put them in the comments box too. I'll answer them happily out there. And in case the video was helpful, don't forget to hit the like button so that YouTube can recommend this to more and more relevant audience. That's it from my end. Thank you so much for watching. I, Tanmay Mehta, your home cinema consultant or home theatre wale bhaiya, will see you in the next one. Thank you.